Welcome everybody, it is Claudia with Patchwork with Claudia. Today we are working on the King's X block. To make this block we will need 6 squares, 4 inches color A, 6 squares, 4 inches color B, and 4 squares, 4 inches color C. Let's see it, how it works. I already cut all my pieces for the block. We are making first the half square triangles to be the block. So we are going to draw a diagonal line to all my fabric that I denominated A, that is color white, and 2 of my colors C's. So as always, and as I showed in prior videos, we are going to draw a diagonal line, and 1/4 inch from that line on each side we are going to draw another line. We will sew on those lines and we will cut from the middle line. So then I am going to line up all my pieces. So I'm going to line up 4 of my fabric A with 4 pieces of my fabric B. That will be here and here, and these two here. Then I am going to line my last 2 pieces of my fabric A with 2 of the pieces with fabric C. And then I am going to line my other 2 squares, 4-inch squares of fabric C with the last 2 4-inch squares of fabric B. So we will see that round sides both. Now it's time to start sewing. I am going to start joining my squares. So let's start it. So here I already joined my first 2 squares. As you can see it. Now I need to press and cut from the middle line. I already have all 16 pieces here. Now it's time to trim all of them to get a 3.5 inch around. So let's do it. So let's move here some pieces. And let's start working with this one. So I am going to organize my ruler and trim each piece to be 3.5 inches. I lay out here my fabric again, organize my ruler and trim. So this is what I get it, 3.5 inches all around. Now I need to do the same with the other 15 pieces. I have all 16 sections trimmed and I lay out my block. Now it's time to start sewing. So we are going to start developing or sewing the rows. We will have 4 rows. After we finish sewing the rows, we press and lay out the block again, and then we continue sewing. I'm going to start joining the first row, so let me organize here my two first pieces of row number 1 and start joining them. As usual, we sew using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let's continue here. Let me organize my fabrics. Let's join these two pieces from row number 2. I match corners and then sew. Now these two. Oh, I grabbed it only one. Join the corners and sew. Let me lay out these pieces to see what I already have. Okay, so let me here and these to go here. As you see here, we get a triangle at the again, so this is like my guidance. Then I go here, and then I go here. So let's continue join the other to complete now my first row. I'm going to, as you see here, that I have these seams, so I'm going to nest them, and I'm going to help myself with a pin so the fabric doesn't move when I start sewing. Now I'm going to do the same because here is the same way. So I'm going to nest here my seams, my corners that match, and I will gather them with a pin and start sewing. So let's see what we have already. Let's see how our block is turning. Let me put here again this, and I'll go this way. And then I put these ones that go this way. So as you see, I already have my first two rows ready. So I only need to press them. I need to do the same process with my row number 3 and row number 4. All 4 rows are ready. I already pressed them. So now it's time to start joining the rows. So I am going to join row 1 with row 2. I'm going to help myself with some pins, and I am going to nest my seams because we have seams here now that require to be pinned, so then when we start sewing the fabric doesn't move. So I am joining here my I nest here my seams and put the pins to get a better corners. Let's do the same here with the last section in these two. And let's do the same here. Let me nest these seams. Now here in the center, and finally here on this side. Let me do here, move a little better. Okay. And now it's time to continue sewing. I organize here again my fabrics. And verify that these ones get the right place. Remove the pin and continue. Now it's time to do the same with the other two. The pin. Let's continue, move on. Here I check again that my seam doesn't change, doesn't move. Sometimes they can move a little bit and then it's time to organize so we get better corners. Okay, let's see what we have so far. I open here and I can see half of my block is there, and then I turn around and half of my block is here. Now it's time to join these two parts. I am going to nest my seams again to get better corners and help myself with pins. Now here in the middle, and finally here on this side. Let's see it. Start sewing again. here again a little bit, because move a little bit and I don't want it that my fabric get here. Again, organize there. And let's join here the last piece of the block. Okay, let's see our block. I like it. You can see it now. Now it's time to press it and our block is done. Here is the ending block, 12.5 inches. I invite you to practice it, to share the videos, subscribe to my channel and give me thumbs up. See you here next time in Patchwork with Claudia. Bye.